How's it going, friends and fam? It's good to see you again. Thank you for taking the time to join me and spend some time together, just chatting it up and sharing a few moments with me to tell you just more of my story and what I can do to get the word out about what God did, what God is doing now, and what we can do together going forward. Even though it's been many years since I've been through my own battles, I know there are still plenty of people out there that I've never met or may never meet, but I hope this video will help extend some hope, shed some light, and just be an opportunity for us to find our path together in whatever God has for us in the future. I wanted to start out this video with going back again to where a lot of these testimonies began, and one of those beginnings was the actual name of Caleb's mountain. This right here, Caleb's mountain. Where did that come from? Like, how did that evolve? It goes back to the timing of my birth, when the story I was told was that in the days leading up to when I was to my birthday, actual birthday, um, having my brother, already being named Joshua, it was my aunt on my dad's side who thought it might be a good idea to name me Caleb. Now, to give you some context, the book of Joshua in the Bible contains the story of Caleb. And those two, Caleb and Joshua, were the only two people among millions and millions of God's people who were taken out of Egypt into the wilderness to actually make it out of the wilderness. They were among the original Israelites to come out of Egypt to actually make it into the promised land. Because of their faithfulness, because of their loyalty to God, and because of the firm belief that they could actually make it to the other side. And they made it. And Joshua and Caleb, in the book of Joshua in the Bible, that story is told. So the book of Joshua shares my story of the original Caleb, and that name has been bestowed upon me to carry on that legacy of faithfulness, of believing to make it to the other side. And so here I am. It's been I can't even remember how many, 15 plus at least, many years that's been since I've been through cancer, but I'm still believing that it is my calling and assignment to help others find their own promised land. And I am here to share that what God did to me, for me, and through me is still possible today and forevermore, because God does not change. So that's the origin of my name. Now, Caleb's mountain, going deeper into Caleb's story, when they got into the promised land, there was the time came when Joshua was deciding how to divide the land. Now that they have conquered it, they're continuing to conquer the land. They actually had to displace people that were inhabiting that land. And Caleb, at this time, is 80 years old. The time that they crossed into the promised land, or they crossed through the wilderness, he was 40. So 40 years had passed, and he's 80 years old now. 80. And then he comes to Joshua, telling him, "The Lord and Moses promised me that I would have my land inheritance." And he remembered that promise. And even in his old age, even though he was old, physically he must have been very strong, because he led soldiers into battle to take a territory that was occupied, but a land that was promised to him. So the verse where Caleb's mountain comes from, Caleb goes to Joshua and says, "Give me this mountain." And Caleb goes forth, leads his people, and displaces the people inhabiting his land, his promised land, his promised mountain, and he takes it. And the generations after him, his family, multiple generations after him, inhabit that land, and is his as his legacy. That is his story. And now it's my story to conquer mountains of my own in this life. And that's where the story of Caleb's mountain comes from. So that's my story, and that's how Caleb's mountain came about. And now you know. Now you know where this comes from. And so I just want to tell you that there are things, there are going to be people, there are going to be enemies in your promised land, in your territory that you are called to conquer. And there will be resistance, there will be pushback, there will be setbacks. I've shared a few already in my first couple of videos, and I'm here to tell you that forevermore, as you live and live for God and fight for righteousness, to live a holy, faithful life, you're going to have pushback. You're going to have resistance. But God makes you strong in those circumstances. God will lift you up above the circumstances. And God carried me through my own battles. He carried me through my own days where I felt hopeless and lost and just didn't know what to pray anymore. He gave me the words to say. He gave people to pray for me when I didn't know how to or what to pray. So I want to take up that place for you. If you don't know what to pray, you don't know what to do, I've gathered my story, my testimony, and stories together to help inspire you, to give you hope, to give you some sort of perspective, give you tools, give you steps to take that you can make in your own life, in your own journey, in your own battle. So I hope you choose to join me, however you choose to, either by downloading the resources I have in the links of my channel, or you choose to reach out to talk to me one-on-one. I'm open to help you however I can, however you want. That's what I'm here for. That's what I want to be here to do. And I want to be a partner with you, to walk with you wherever you are, whatever stage you're at, whether it's you're just starting out, you were just diagnosed, or you're in the middle of it, or maybe you're in recovery and you're in remission, coming out of it. And even if it's been years, we can talk about our stories. We can encourage each other, help each other, and just talk about things and talk it out. That's what I'm here for. So I hope you'll be a partner with me, and we can see what God has for us in the future. Something else I want to touch on is that right now, just a couple hours away from here, where I live here in Pennsylvania now, is the Little League World Series. And against impossible odds, the very same Little League that I played for almost 10 years is in the Little League World Series. And I'm very excited. It's a once in a lifetime chance that it happens. There have been a few Little Leagues around my hometown in San Diego that have made it, but not the one I actually played in, that I've been able to be so close. And I hope I can go this or next week and catch one of their games. And I remember last video I did talk about just really feeling the memories of feeling left out, missing out on moments I could have experienced with my team, because of my sickness, because of treatments and certain precautions I had to make, that didn't allow me to play. And one of those years I made the All-Star team and I couldn't play. And I just really grieved that for a very long time, and just wondering how far I could have gone as an athlete had I not been diagnosed with cancer at all. And because I really, I mean, I was good. I thought I was good up until about, you know, middle school, when, I wasn't a starter anymore. I wasn't making the varsity teams, or if I did, I wasn't an everyday starter. And I always wondered for a long time, if what if none of this cancer stuff never happened? And I'm just wondering how far I could have gone. Just, I mean, I wasn't expecting to make pros or anything. I just wanted to experience and enjoy playing the games I loved for as long as I could, as long as my body allowed me to, and as long as um, the competition out there was, you know, if it was better, if players are better than me and I didn't make it, that's fine. But when cancer kind of just took me off for a little bit, and I had to make multiple comebacks, and eventually just kind of just faded out through high school, and I didn't get to play as much as I thought I could have, and I feel like I missed out on moments and experiences. I just wonder what could have been. And I, I don't know how, but I still have this jacket from Sweetwater back in 1999. 1999 All-Star team from, 99. And that was my last year as an All-Star in baseball. And I'm sure I'm going to rep that jacket if I get to go, if the wifey allows it and she makes some time for us to go. Anyways, I just wanted to take a lesson that I learned from that, was that I know God has a lot more in store for me. God's going to restore more than what the enemy took. God is going to reward back a multitude than what the enemy tried to take from me in the years past, and he will redeem the time. And I don't grieve the loss of moments missed, games missed. I look forward to what God is going to do in spite and because of this story. He's going to take what the enemy meant for harm and use it for good. And that's what we're doing here at Kilo's Mountain. Well, I hope to see you soon. I hope to talk to you soon. I hope you will take advantage of the resources I've gathered together, and I hope it gives you hope, because you have a future. Take care.